The most important thing that people can take away from this, and the most exciting thing I believe I'm offering, is a new way of seeing. A way of seeing life. We're kept in a position where we can only really see a very limited perspective of what's going on around us. Kind of like, and this may sound a bit harsh, but kind of like a bug can only see what's right underneath it, in front of it, beside it, or a land animal is just kind of stuck with what's going on, especially if they're in a herd. We want to get some perspective, a lot of perspective. This is why I call it the exalted life. In exalted, we have alt, which is altitude. We need to get up so we can see. We get to get up like the eagle to see the full landscape. When we're down here like the bug or the land animal, we cannot see what's actually going on. We need the bigger picture in order to know how to operate and function, what we're able to do, what we're here to do, what the whole landscape looks like, what we're contending with. We need to be able to see. So it's all about gaining, expanding the aperture of our perspective, and we have to get up high to do that. We need to see from the mountaintop and beyond and above the mountaintop. So the exalted life is about enabling people to see what they couldn't see before, and then to learn how to continue to expand that aperture, to continue to gain more and more perspective, to gain a vaster perception of what's actually happening. So when we're in a very limited situation where we can't see the full picture, we can be controlled. We can be told what the full picture is. That's a real problem, because then we're operating unwittingly, doing things that may not actually be good for us because we're so controllable. We become less controllable, hence more sovereign, as we gain in altitude, as we gain in vision and perspective. So I'm going to help everyone gain some altitude and see what's happening so that they can restore their power to themselves, so that they're not at the mercy of being controlled, which is actually being enslaved. Because the only people that want to control you, or the only factions or entities that would like to be in control of you, are the ones that want to exploit you. So if we're being controlled, we're not being loved. It's not a benevolent force that controls. A benevolent force teaches, educates, guides, helps you to bring your full abilities, gifts, faculties to their highest expression. So as we gain altitude, we gain an understanding of our creator, of the source creator. And we start to understand what our functionality, our qualities actually can be too, because we're like vessels of that source creation. So that's what I mean when I talk about being able to embody our greatest potential. Our greatest potential lies in understanding the qualities of the supreme creator and the source creator, the supreme being. We have the ability to either be full of those qualities, or to have them all shut down so that we never experience that, and so we remain disempowered. So power, it's funny because power isn't something that we're looking to. The idea of the term power is so, unfortunately, it carries the connotation of wanting to have power over someone or take power, when really power is the essence of the supreme force. It's energy. It's the life force. And every time we gain perspective, when we understand something, we gain power. That's what that saying, knowledge is power, actually means. It doesn't mean that it enables you to have power over other people. It means that you actually, literally, viscerally, are filled with power to the degree that you have knowledge, expanded perception, intel. So we're gaining intel as we gain altitude. And in that intel, we see the qualities, we understand the qualities of the creator, and how, for example, we take something like the idea of light. What is light? Light is information. Light creates life, which in its natural form embodies beauty or expresses as beauty. So, which is also power. So light, energy, intel, information, knowledge, it's all power. With those qualities, we always have beauty. With those qualities, we always have a consistent leveling up. We have an innate sense of knowing that it's right to assert right effort and discipline in order to become better and stronger, like your athlete, like your martial artist. on any level, even like your mathematician and your engineer. It's always looking for a way to make things better. That's actually an innate quality that we possess. But when we're shut down, when we're depressed, when we're made to accept, or we're convinced to accept a paradigm that is not our truth, then we're not going to get there. We're not going to be able to access those natural qualities that are the qualities of the divine, and they're waiting to be awakened in us. So we gain perspective, we gain altitude, and we start to see that these qualities all come together as one unit, and they can take up our dwelling place, which is what we want to have happen. We want our dwelling place to be where the great source creator essence and qualities dwells. Then we're talking real power now. We're talking about not having it for ourselves, be like, oh yeah, look how great I am. But because that's all false, that's an artificial mentality. That's actually, that to be self-aggrandizing and to need to be actually diminishes our truth. It shuts the God in us down, shuts the God force, if you prefer. It shuts the divine in us down in order to make space for this this mentality that is it has a very short lifespan, that self-destructs, that it gets caught up in all the wrong things. It's you can call it the negative ego if you want, but it's that little devil on our shoulder that's always saying, no, but listen to me, but actually it will destroy you. And that's why we see people with these terribly short lifespans, with these inclinations toward self-destruction and all of this. It's all coming from that lifestyle paradigm that we're presented with as truth that's totally erroneous. It's totally false and destructive. So it enables that which is it carries the life principle to enter into us and to take to become the essence of our being. And with that, we level up on everything. With that, we get the great inspiration, the creativity that fills us, that makes us want to, it gives us our sense of purpose. We are filled with the functional feelings as opposed to dysfunctional feelings. We're filled with drive to do the right thing and be able to access and assert the discipline that's needed to do that, because the right thing isn't typically the easy thing. But it makes it easier for us to do the right thing even when it's hard, because it's once again a standard key part of our makeup. It's resumed its place in our as part of our makeup. So it enables us, and the long and short of it is, the idea of this course is to enable us to remove that which is artificial in us and holding us down, so that space can be taken up by the divine qualities, and we can see more clearly. I teach everyone not only how to elevate their view to get a bigger sense of landscape, but in so doing, where you see the error. We get caught up in illusion, in things that just aren't true. Fantasy isn't necessarily a good thing typically. Fantasy is you thinking something and having this idea in your head about a scenario, a relationship, an opportunity, a lack of opportunity, your life situation that's actually not true, but that's what you've fastened onto. It's your mental vision, and it's false fantasy. It's destructive fantasy. So we get caught up in these things. We get caught up in our dysfunctional emotions, and all of these things that are dysfunctional, they're zapping our power. They're zapping our energy. They're making it harder and harder for us to get to a place where we can embody that divine essence, making us more inclined to disintegrate, to self-destruct, to fall apart. And I want to help people stop that process, stop that self-destructive process, so they can actually embody those divine qualities and have the upgrades, and then see what happens with their life. And then it's we get to watch each other and ourselves, not from an egoist perspective, but from a legitimately in awe of the divine perspective, upgrade and express and become. And it's a joy for us to see it happen in ourselves, and it's an equal joy to see it happen in everybody else around us.